We are looking for some common Bengals W's. What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, a rare Saturday afternoon show. Uh, common Bengals W. We got the Bears coming into town tomorrow. I am not going to put myself through that again, going to the show, but I will be here streaming after the show, no matter what happens, which is quite frankly it's a huge pivotal point in the season for the Cincinnati Bengals. Like it I think will certainly determine whether or not the Bengals are heavily selling at the trade deadline. But it's also made me wonder if the Cincinnati Bengals are just completely delusional, or if they're just trying to get through this week to see what it is going on. So let's talk about who is on the move, who wants to be on the move, and what exactly is going on in Cincinnati right now. Because right now, and yes, by the way, Tim, leave a thumbs up on this video if you're watching at youtube.com/commonbengalsw. And check out our shorts. I post shorts that I have filmed just all the time. Oh, man. So there's lots of moving pieces and possibly moving pieces after the Cincinnati Bengals have shown just a historically bad output on defense since really week one, and it was against the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns are just really, 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 really bad. So now the Bengals have to do something, and they have to do something because the revolt has already happened. The Cincinnati Bengals have witnessed a pretty, I don't want to say mass, but a pretty significant cancellation of their season tickets. And that's something that I'm not sure that they really expected. I think that the Bengals believe that as long as they have Higgins, Chase, and Burrow on the team, that just, well, people will stick around and people will consume the Bengals product in person and pay $6 for a bottle of water that they paid 50 cents for wholesale, and so on and so forth, right? But now you've got people that want out, and we'll get into that as well, because this week was a very rare instance of Zach Taylor straight up pointing the finger at the defense and saying they got to make plays. Usually Zach Taylor is the kind of guy that is just, quite frankly, he'll shoulder a lot of that blame, right? He's very much a player's coach. Joe Goodberry, if this is the Joe Goodberry, what a pleasure to have him here. It says trade away CTB and Logan Wilson at the least. There are other teams interested in them, regardless if that is the Joe Goodberry. I mean, there are a few people that you should follow more than Joe Goodberry on Bengals Twitter, without a doubt. Like, that guy is brilliant. And what does it say that Joe Goodberry and Mike do a better job at scouting who will be Bengals draft pick, or who should be Bengals draft picks, than the Cincinnati Bengals have? When I see the Jets want a third rounder for Breece Hall, well, listen, right now, Chase Brown and Samaje Perine are doing all right. But I'm like, buddy, we got two perfectly good third round picks from 2024 that you all can have, that somebody else can have for a significant piece. That would be splendid. But I think that this week is going to be a real indication of what the Bengals think they are moving forward. Now, Mike Pennel got out of his deal. If I were the Cincinnati Bengals, and maybe they did, I would have said, okay, if you want to go back to the Chiefs that bad, tell them we want a pick swap. Tell them we want their 6th for our 7th, or something like that. Like, at least try to make that work. Who knows if they did? But, I mean, he wasn't doing that great anyway. Nobody on our defensive line specifically was doing very well. Not at stopping the run, and not at the pass rush anyway. Like, the numbers on the pass rush have like just gone in the toilet so much. The Bengals give up, like, feels like 5 to 7 a carry every single rush, every single time. It's very frustrating. It's disheartening to see unfold, because we knew how bad the defense was last year. And that was the joke, right? Well, the Bengals got to score 35. Now they can't even score 35 and expect to win. And there were little things like in 2023, even with Cam Taylor-Britt emerging, people were saying, get a veteran DB. At the beginning of last year, it was get a veteran DB, please, for the love of God. Had they got a veteran DB last year, I think that would have certainly made the difference in at least one win, and the Bengals are in the playoffs. They didn't do that. So then they let Mike go away for nothing. Okay. Well, if he's not happy there, sure. Logan Wilson lost his starting job, has not really practiced this week. Does not look like he'll be active for tomorrow. My hope is that is signal for a trade. We'll see. They did elevate a linebacker. He has been bad. He's been very bad. He's had some flashes, but he's gotten absolutely smoked on a couple of plays that ended up changing some games, as has everyone on the defense, right? Like everybody, almost nobody has looked near perfect. DJ Turner is about it. And like sometimes a corner is going to get beat no matter what. But DJ Turner is the kind of guy that I'm like, Bengals, y'all need to just go ahead and re-sign him now because he's the only guy that you all have that looks good for the future. So the moment you can re-sign DJ Turner, do that. I won't get into how much money they have wasted for years, but Cam Taylor-Britt has seen significantly less playing time. He has gotten just outright bad. I've often pointed to this, and I can tell you exactly when it happened. He had one of the best interceptions that you will ever see in football against Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes ain't no bitch, man. He said, okay, I'm not letting that happen again. And then he started to pick on Cam Taylor-Britt to work on his own confidence. And it just like put a big target on Cam Taylor-Britt, and every quarterback in the league just has abused him since then, to the point to where Cam Taylor-Britt was looking like a CB1 a few years ago. And now we're like, what can we get for him? Can we get anything for him? Then there's Trey Hendrickson. Now, all right, listen, our pass rush is terrible, but our pass rush has not been good with Trey Hendrickson either. And unfortunately, he's been injured, so we don't know how healthy he actually is, or has been throughout the entire season, right? But right now, he's got 4 sacks through week 8, 7 games, 3 TFL, 8 quarterback hits. That is less than half of his production over the last 2 years. He was averaging over a sack a game. He was averaging just a little bit more than 1 TFL per game. And over the last couple of years, about 2 QB hits a game. And it's like halved. And at this point, I'm not sitting here declaring the Bengals the winner in that negotiation, and I don't think they should be trying to win a lot of negotiations, but I'm looking at that and I go, is that a guy that we want to bring back for 30 plus million next year? Or do we want to trade him? Now, what I have said constantly is that they got to get at least a third for him because that's likely the comp pick that they're getting. But if they believe that he will truly never be the same, what do you take for him? What do you take for him? So those 3 players in particular, Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson, Cam Taylor-Britt, they are of particular note because Diane Rossini has said that there have been calls to the Bengals with interest to trade them. And or Diana Rossini, rather, not Diane Rossini. I'm going to look up the specific teams here. But there was also very, very odd terminology that she used where she said, doesn't seem like the Bengals want to move on from their core pieces. And I'm like, whoa. Trey Hendrickson's a core piece. Cam Taylor-Britt wasn't even active a couple weeks ago. Trey Hendrickson's been hurt the last couple weeks. Logan Wilson got benched. And she said, teams including the Rams, Niners, Lions, Colts, and Eagles have called the Bengals about several players, including Logan Wilson and Trey Hendrickson. For now, some teams don't believe Cincinnati has any real interest in moving its core pieces. If this is accurate about Logan Wilson and Cam Taylor-Britt especially, I don't know what you're doing if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. If you can get, and again, I'm not going to pretend to understand how Logan's salary situation works out. But he's on the books for a bit next year and the year after that. Joe Goodberry says it's accurate. Again, I need to make sure this is the actual Joe Goodberry. But if you're getting anything for Logan Wilson and they'll take his money for the next couple of years, sure, you're not playing him anymore. Take anything. Take a pick swap there. 6th or 7th, I'd love it. But then again, I'm sitting there like, damn, I would almost rather have one of those teams' young backup linebackers instead of a 6th or a 7th for Logan Wilson, because I have zero confidence in this team's ability to make a draft pick. Look at how they've wasted. Last year feels like a dream. And I mean like a bad dream. Feels like a fever dream. When you look up and down who's still on the team and who's contributing and who's not contributing, it's horrible. The drafting has been so bad. It's abysmal to the point to where McKinnley Jackson, a 3rd-round pick last year when the Bengals got gifted an extra comp pick. And he wants out now because he can't even see the field. You spent a 2nd and a 3rd on your defensive line. That was supposed to help cure things. And then re-signing B.J. Hill. And it's somehow worse. I believe Cedric Johnson's active this week. Listen, I hope that he can just come out and emerge and be incredible. Dejon Anthony, I mean, listen, that pass interference probably cost the Bengals getting into the playoffs. Matt Lee is on an injured reserve now. And before Ted Karras stepped it up, it was looking like, damn, it might be Matt Lee time. Not as much now. Eric All is missing the whole year. If Eric All had not got hurt, you wouldn't be seeing Noah Fant this year, and they probably wouldn't have re-signed Mike Gesicki. Jermaine Burton can't see the field. And at this point, after seeing Andre Yoshivas drop passes at the rate of which he's dropping them, I don't care what's going on with Jermaine Burton. Put him on the field. Chris Jenkins has been like, whatever. And Amari Mims has been pretty good. Tanner McLaughlin, I forgot he was even on the team. I forgot that they even drafted him. Wasted pick. Absolutely wasted pick. Chase Brown at number 5 a couple years ago. That was a rare later pick that ended up good. DJ Ivey, how often do we see him? Brad Robbins already off the team. One of the worst punters in Bengals history. Miles Murphy, complete waste of a pick. Cordell Volson was underwhelming. Zachary Carter, nothing. Jeff Gunther, wasted pick. This year, listen, Demetrius Knight is getting a pure volume of tackles just because he has to, right? He has to. Shamar Stewart hasn't done anything. And we all hated the Shamar Stewart pick when it happened. He won us over with that charisma a little bit. But it was like, oh, he creates chaos even if he doesn't get to the quarterback. Well, if the quarterback knows he's not going to get to you, this is not college, this is the NFL. Do you think Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes are worried about a guy that could hypothetically get to him and realistically couldn't get past college offensive lines? No, they're not worried about that. Get out of here. Get out of here. Then you wonder what's going to happen with Jermaine Burton, what's going to happen with McKinnley Jackson. The Bengals absolutely should be trading Cam Taylor-Britt and Logan Wilson. Specifically, Logan Wilson for literally anything. they let Trey go in general, they're at least going to get a draft pick for him, a third rounder. But the top 4 names I am waiting for to see what on earth happens with them. McKinnley, Jackson, Jermaine Burton. Will they even see the field? Logan Wilson, Cam Taylor, Britt. It's time to move on from them. Tomorrow we got Joe Flacco playing. He's going to get a shot and hopefully be able to play. Logan Wilson will probably not be. Dalton Reisner is still sick. He's got vertigo, according to his wife. Get well soon to him. That offensive line really has been coming around the last couple of weeks, so we definitely want to see him doing better. Jackson Kirkland was elevated. Ah, man. Also, I think the NFL should move back the trade deadline. It is right smack dab in the middle of the NFL season. It's after week 9 of 18. MLB's is about 68% through the season. NBA's is about 62% of the season. So I think if the NFL moved the trade deadline back after week 11 or week 12, week 11 seems pretty fair to me. A lot more teams would be more active. You'd have a more exciting deadline. You would get a lot more movement there. Sean, watching Game 7 or Saturday night's main event tonight? Both, but I am covering Saturday night's main event. I would be in Toronto if my passport had not expired literally at midnight. If the QB knows he can make dinner in the pocket, why would they be worried? That's what I'm saying. That's why when people were saying that about Shamar Stewart, oh, but he creates chaos. Like, what? NFL quarterbacks don't care about chaos. They've got What are you talking about, chaos? They've got great defensive ends coming at them all game. Great defensive tackles coming at them all game. If they know that one can't ever get to them, they're not going to worry about him. They're going to run out to the other side, or they'll probably run to that side and let their offensive line take care of it, like they're paid to do. Who are the Bengals trading to the Chiefs, Sean? I mean, I've said that they should have traded Mike Pennel to the Chiefs instead of releasing him and letting him go there. I mean, literally, just say a 2027 pick swap, the Chiefs 7th for the Bengals, or the Chiefs 6th for the Bengals 7th. Literally anything. I don't know why you would give an asset. It's the Flacco thing. It's the Mike Tomlin thing. I didn't understand why the Chiefs or why the Browns would give the Bengals Joe Flacco. I was baffled by that, and I love it. Joe Flacco, Bengal for life to me, man. 3 games in, I love that guy. If he goes into the Hall of Fame, I'll be saying Bengals legend Joe Flacco. But I don't understand why you would give to one of your former rival teams. What kind of rivalry is it now? Mike Pennel, a guy that they like. Why give that to him? I probably would have also signed the defensive end that they released in order to to make room for him. But I mean, like there are people. Apparently, the Bengals saved some money with an agreed release from Pennel. Yeah, I'll save them money. They saved money then. I can send them their stickers back if they want to save a little bit more money. I can do that. I got to tell you all, that was just the most unreal vibe I ever felt coming out of a stadium for that game last week. Like it was a revolt. Trade to the Eagles. They are desperate for a second and a player. Literally, man. That's how guys, what does money do for us and the fans and the actual player? Exactly. But that's what the Bengals care about. Meanwhile, listen, I think Elizabeth Blackburn has some really good ideas and seems to really love it and all that stuff. But guys, I keep telling you all, when I went to, or is it Katie? Which one's the younger one? It's Elizabeth. It's not Katie, not Katie. I went to Denver and it was an unreal environment. And I went to Dallas and it was an unreal environment. And like our fans are great, but we are not treated well. We got a stadium that people call the jungle. Like, why are we theming the damn stadium like the jungle? How expensive could it be? It is such a poorly run franchise. Just an embarrassingly run franchise. And that was part of my thing. Like, I've been invited. My good friend Drew invited me to a couple games this year. And listen, I'll always try to go to games with him. It's one of my best friends. But I can't spend money on the Cincinnati Bengals anymore. And I don't know if you all saw that Reddit post where they were getting some pushback on cancellations. I can tell you when, like, I applied for mine before the 2023 season. It was at the start of the 2022 season, and I got off the wait list for 2023. And I got decent seats, and then I upgraded to club last year. And I actually had a ghost seat that wasn't on the map, so I had an extra seat. And I thought that canceling, they'd be like, yeah, okay, no problem. And they messaged me like 5 or 6 times. Like, hey, you sure? You sure? Hey, your seats are gone, but here's some other seats. You can still get season tickets. I was like, nah, son. Not doing it. Not after seeing how other fan bases are actually treated. Other fan bases that think that they're mistreated have it very good compared to Bengals fans. Because I am out of here. I am going to be back here tomorrow afternoon, hopefully talking a Bengals win. Maybe talking some, maybe talking a little bit of trade stuff. Oh, Israel. Saw you at the Dallas Bengals game, but didn't want to go up to you because you were with people. My friend, I was by myself, so if you saw me with anybody, it was just somebody that I happened to see there that talked to me, because that's the only football game I have ever been to by myself. So here's how that worked, and I'll do a full video on their stadium. AEW did their All in Dallas this year, and they had the on-sale ticketing event there in Dallas. And I hit up AEW and I was like, yo, if I come out there, can I do some interviews? They're like, yeah, sure. Extra coverage for us, extra content for you. Let's do it. And I did that because I knew that that I would be I knew that the Bengals were in Dallas for that. Sorry, I got sidetracked reading the chat. That's the ADHD. But I was like, let me go to this game. And I tried to get Denise to go with me. And she's like, nah, bro, I'm working. So I went to that game by myself. And it was like a very adrenaline rush, thrilling experience to wait till the last minute. Like, as I'm getting out of the Uber and walking up to AT&T Stadium to buy my ticket. And I got sidelined really cheap because, listen, it was just me. So, there's going to be at least a couple people selling that single ticket. Got it for a great deal. It was a wonderful experience. Great win. Goodberry says, I'll be at the game tomorrow. If you see me, Sean, say hi. Assuming this is the real Goodberry. Are there fake Goodberries out there? He's a pretty prominent figure in the Bengals landscape there. But I did see that real Goodberry seems to be in Cincinnati, hopefully to interview for a scouting position, because the Bengals have the most disgusting scouting department ever. I mean, really think about that, guys. When you go and you look at the way that like people like Joe Goodberry grade prospects, and I don't know shit about college football, but I know the content that I consume from them, and I'll see somebody hit and I'm like, oh, well, I remember them being graded highly by Goodberry and them. And I remember James talking about this guy. I remember Jake talking about this guy, and I'm like, oh, okay. I did too. Lots of Bengals fans at that game. It was a blast. Have you ever been on the Bengals field? Yes. So I have. There's a little envelope of pellets I took from the stadium. But yes, I was it was 2023 when you get season tickets. I don't know if they did it this year, but they bring you onto the field. They do like a tour and all that stuff. And it was a fun time. It was good. I did enjoy that, but yeah, it was a good time. I wish they did more things like that. I wish they had like a full on, like the Cincinnati Reds had the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum. I wish there was like a Cincinnati Bengals Hall of Fame and Museum right there. I don't know why you wouldn't. Don't know why you wouldn't. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this Saturday. If you care about my day job, I will be reviewing Saturday night's main event this evening with Game 7 on a screen next to me. I'm going to do the Q&A right now. Appreciate you guys joining me. Hey, please leave a thumbs up on this video. Follow me at Common Bengals W. I am purely a fan who likes to get on camera and talk trash because, listen, we are very spoiled with Bengals coverage as Bengals fans. We have some really great people, but I can't seem to enjoy something without going on camera and talking about it. So here I am. But yeah. Well, thank you, Big Hoop. Love you too, buddy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Until next time, guys, also subscribe on all audio platforms. This has been Common Bengals W. We're out.